Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new night point of view review. In front of us is my new Tesla Model 3 long range 2021 refresh, and welcome all of you who are faithful subscribers who've been with me from the start. Thank you for all your support. Without you this wouldn't be possible. So I just wanted to show the Tesla app. You can see here, you can see the car, and we're gonna pop the frunk. So I wanted to show it to you how it looks at night, and there we go, voila. So 117 liters of cargo space. Now if we unlock the car, you can see those daytime running lights. They turn on the matrix as well. We're gonna test them outside the city. So I have 18-inch standard alloys. We have 82 kilowatt hour battery. This is new Philips battery, 2170 cells, 614 kilometers of range, 779 in the city. Let's see, you have the controls here, so we can open the frunk remotely. You can see the frunk. It's now electronic. 425 liters of cargo space. Altogether it's 542, so you can see a lot of space there, and we can lock it up here or via the app. And before I forget something, so let's flash the lights. You can see the lights briefly. So I'm gonna come to the front as well, because I don't have a key fob, so it's kind of hard to fool the car. And then I'm going to jump in and you can see those matrix lights. So there's a lot of things here, like AC control. You can turn on the AC to work when it's hot or similar, and so on. I'm gonna do a dedicated video to that at some point. So I'm gonna jump inside. We have an easy entry, so you're gonna see the car is going to adjust to my memorized position. Now we have two driving modes, chill and standard. In chill you have minimum power, which is 153 kilowatts or 205 horsepower, and in standard we have 366 kilowatts or 490 horsepower. So over here you have driving, so you have here chill, comfort. I'm gonna switch on the highway to standard and sport. I'm gonna do a little demo for you of the acceleration. 0 to 100 or 62 miles per hour is 4.4 seconds. You can buy and power upgrade and drop it to 3.4, which is great. Top speed is 233 kilometers per hour or 144 miles per hour. This is not legal in Croatia. I'm gonna be going to Germany beginning of the fall or end of summer, so I might do a top speed test over there. Now and just to show the speakers, I can't really demonstrate it now to get a copyright strike, but these are one of the best speakers. I've already said that in my review. They're not branded, so these are S1 and N speakers. This is Tesla's hired a Bang & Olufsen engineer. If I press the brake, you can see the lights turn on. So basically, just to finish about the speakers, it's a Stuttgart German-based company, founded by ex-Harman Kardon and Bose employees. So you can imagine there's one of the best speakers on the market, and they programmed these inside the car. There's 15 of them inside the car, 2 amplifiers and 1 subwoofer on the rear, 630 watts. You can see that avatar kind of moves. So let's start driving, and I'm gonna talk on the go. Now about Tesla is, if you let go of the pedal, it brakes with the electric motor and it comes to a complete stop. It has a hold mode. You can turn off that. You can have it to creep like automatic, you can have it to coast like automatic, or you can have this, which is for me by far the best. Now Tesla has a good turning angle. It's not like on the S-Class, but it's for this size of the car, moves like a small hatch, so that's good. Something I maybe missed in my review, turn signals, you can tap it gently once, it's gonna flash 3 times, comfort signal, and if you tap it all the way, then it stays on until the steering wheel cancels it. Now, something you'll notice, there's no digital cockpit or any kind of speedometer in front of the steering wheel. So over here, on the top left corner of the screen, you can see their speed, and below you can see the dedicated space for the car. So the car registers aligns traffic, cars, and it's constantly watching with 8 cameras on the outside. There's 9th camera in the inside, watching driver attention when he's using the autopilot. Now, so the car uses all those 12 ultrasonic sensors around, so they're not just regular parking sensors, they have a higher purpose. And over here you get visualization of what's going around you. So one of the best features, and one of the reasons why I wanted this car, I'm just going for a yellow light, but it's good if it's just a yellow light, so no red lights. And now, car picks up speed. We probably can't see it on the screen, so it picks up speed limits easily, and then you can inside add 10%, which is great because we do have 10% in Croatia tolerance. Now, the greatest thing about this car, well, one of the greatest thing, it's instant torque. So we just floor it, it picks up speed easily. But sometimes you just enjoy driving nicely. Now, I'm gonna lose myself if I keep talking, so let's first cover the basics, which I do usually in the review. So 18-inch alloys. This is the most comfortable setting. You have 19-inch or 20 in the performance. I wouldn't advise those if you want to save your kidneys. So this is fairly comfortable. And suspension is standard. The Model 3 doesn't have the air suspension like the S and X, so the 3 and Y have standard suspension. But it's fairly comfortable, it's good. I'm gonna let this car pass me. There's some constructions here. Now, steering has a nice feedback. There's 3 settings, so in the Sport it gives you the most feedback and resistance, so it's quite nice. It's very interactive. And the lightest position, it's still not super light, but it feels a lot lighter comparing to the Sport. Now, this is an electric car, so there's 1 speed only for front or drive and reverse, but other stuff. So soundproof inside the car is, I would say, very good. I've seen better cars. I think the closing sound would be a little better if they added another seal, but the soundproof is actually fairly good for an electric car, even on the higher speeds. But there's a lot of tire noise, so there's no engine noise since we have 2 electric motors, but you can hear a lot of tires, and there's electric sounds of the electric motors when accelerating and deaccelerating. Now, this is dual motor, so it means this has 2 electric motors. So if I bring up here charging, you can see the avatar. We have 2 electric motors and the batteries underneath. So this means all-wheel drive, and with this amount of power, this car is such a joy to drive. On the open road, on the highway, it's, you know, it's nice, it's fast, but on the open road, this car just stands out. This flies. It's so easy to drive it. You always have the power if you need to overtake. You speed up, you let go of in the bends, and then it recuperates back. So you can see now it's gray when you're using power. When you let it go, it goes green. So it's recuperating. And this system of driving with 1 pedal, for me, I wouldn't change this. For me, the automatics, which push forward automatically, I feel like they're just, it's like a wild horse that's trying to run without your control. This thing, when I want, it stops. when you want to stop, you anticipate. So it's a lot easier to drive on one pedal. You accelerate, and then when you want to stop, you just let go and you de-accelerate. And you anticipate how much and when you want to stop, and then you keep letting go of the accelerated pedal. If you really need to stop fast, you can still use the brake. But this is also great because you worn off your disc and brakes and brake pads a lot less. I think they could last at least 3 times more. So there is a recommendation from Tesla to service if you're not using the brakes as much in the winter, so they wouldn't get rust. It's recommended to do a once a year or 20,000 kilometers just to lube them, put some copper compound on them so they don't start rusting. Now, when I'm talking about warranty stuff, I mentioned this in my review. This car has 4 years of warranty on the entire car, bumper to bumper, exterior, interior. So if anything worns out, Tesla's just going to replace it. So that's really good. No car manufacturer is going to give you that. They're going to keep arguing you, saying, you know, it's your fault, just not to pay anything for the most part. Or they're just going to have it inside your contracts that's not covered by warranty, at least wear and tear. Now, the battery train, the drivetrain and the battery have 8 years of warranty, or on this model up to 192,000 kilometers. I'm not going to do those in 10 years, so, or at least not in 8, so I'm pretty much covered completely. And that gives me a lot of comfort. I mentioned in my review my rear light condensated, and they just replaced it on the parking lot in warranty. No questions asked. It was filled with water. They don't care. It didn't dry out, so they came and replaced it, and I didn't have to wait for it. And as a matter of fact, Tesla in Croatia has just opened 6 months ago, a little bit more. They still don't have a salon or a service center. They're gonna open it next month, but they only have a pop-up store. And it was so easy. I ordered this car online, spec my model that I wanted, and it came a little bit less than 2 months, like a month and a half. And I'm really happy with it. There are some small details on the American car. This is the US built car from Fremont. My friend got a Standard Range Plus. If we find time, we're both kind of busy, I'm gonna try to do a comparison video. Now, if you can hear the sound, that's the compressor from the AC. So just a few sounds you can hear in electric cars. Now, you can see the car registers traffic lights. So even if you don't see it, because in Europe they're in front of intersection, not after, so you can see it on the screen. So that's quite great. What else? Okay, overview around the car. It's excellent in the mirrors. I like the fact that the hood is so low. You can see better in front. And without any digital cockpit, you're more focused to the road and on what's happening in front of you. And now, the rear mirror is a little bit, I mentioned that in my review, limiting. You can't see the cars behind you. You can see them, but only like glass part, which is also good because they don't blind you, but it's a little different. I'm gonna show you at the end of the cameras. So over here we're coming to I'm gonna switch my driving to standard and sport. So now I have 490 horsepower. So you can see that very aggressive. It's very good in the corners. So that is so fast. That is freaking fast. But we have a lot of traffic tonight because it's a tourist season in Croatia. There's a lot of tourists. So I'm gonna drop my speed. and see if we can let those guys go a little bit forward so we can have some room. The lights, I don't know how much you can see, they're amazing. So much traffic. There's a few cars behind me. I'm gonna keep it to 90. It's a semi-truck lorry speed in Europe, at least this part. So I can turn on the cruise control, top runs down, and I can use the scroll wheel, right scroll wheel to control my speed. I'm gonna keep it to 90. Now there's a rough tarmac here, or asphalt. There's new parts here, a lot less noisy than noisy, but so there's not a lot of traffic behind me. I'm gonna let that traffic go up ahead. If I tap that down twice, you can see the autopilot engages. It's gonna keep you in the lane, follow the road if it bends. Sometimes it gives up if you're not holding the steering wheel. It's gonna start flashing blue if you don't grab it, so I'm gonna let it do that. There we go, and then you just tap it once. And now we're gonna turn it off, you push it up, and now we're gonna speed up here. Driving standard sport. I'm just gonna punch it here, floor it. Look at that. So I did not expect to get to that speed. Once again, floor it. Chill comfort. So you can hear 130. I'm gonna come to 150. A lot more noise, but we're gonna drop our speed accordingly. So it's really, when you have long journeys, it's really it decreases a lot of stress. Even in the city, it's just so relaxing to drive this car. But on the long journeys, you turn on the autopilot, and it just helps you a lot. It's a lot less stressful and a lot easier to drive. You can turn off the satellite if it's confusing you. Now I hope my camera angle hasn't changed, because when I punched it, it kind of stuck to my nose. Now I have the standard autopilot, so I don't have the advanced one, which would auto steer from on the highway as well, or change lanes if you had the full self-driving package or the FSD. But again, this is quite useful because in Europe it's a little bit limiting. The autopilot or even the cruise control is going to keep the distance from the car in front of you, and if you're on an avenue or local roads, if a car in front of you stops at a traffic light, the autopilot or the cruise control is going to completely stop the car, hold it, and then if the car continues driving in the front, it's going to continue driving as well. In the advanced autopilot or the FSD, the car could read traffic lights, or it could stop on a red light and continue on the green one, or stop on a stop sign. But those features which I don't have. I wish there was a trial version, but apparently for my market there isn't. I'm gonna turn back the satellite on. So charging, well, in my experience, I have a charger like where I started driving on that parking lot, so it's 3 minutes away from my apartment, and it's a no big deal for me. So I charge it daily, every few days, like once or twice in a week. Because of the battery, I keep it 50-40 or 45, 50-90 or 45-90. So that's the best recommendation for a less degradation. But in my case, when I'm traveling, I can, you know, I keep it up to 20. I don't think I've went for less than that. You can get those 600 kilometers if you're on an open road, I guess, and you can get the realistically, if you're driving faster, you can get something between 500 550. Consumption, well, now it's 16 kilowatts. I've been speeding up here just to show you, but I got the lowest, like something 11 or 12, and on the highway it's something around 22, so that's pretty good. Now if I want to change my lane, the Autopilot disengages, it keeps the cruise control, so you can see all the visualization of the lanes. If I want to cancel the cruise control, I want again push up. A long beam was on, automatic long beam when it's on. I actually, excuse me, it was not on. Now it's on, you can see here. But there was a lot of traffic. Whoa, that's really bright. Sometimes it's a little bit late. We're gonna show you the performance here outside. There's a patch of road here where there's no street lights. And this buzzing sound is again the AC. I think my traffic light was supposed to turn on, but I'm not close enough. And now it's gonna wait for another one. AC, so it's currently just blowing for the driver. If it registers passenger, it's gonna turn on that one as well. Here's a pressure sensor. Sometimes you can see it turned on the other one. It's a little hack. There we go. And not to forget, one of the coolest features, if you navigate to somewhere and there's charging network from Tesla, Supercharge network, the car preheats the batteries, so you can come to a charging stop with a battery on ideal temperature for fast charging and not waste your time for long charging with a cold battery. This car also has octavalve and a heat pump, so in the winter it should give me a lot more range. I shouldn't lose that 30%. You can see the automatic beam turned on automatically already. Maybe you haven't noticed, but we're gonna come to the point when there's no street lights. It's actually starting to rain again. Summer rain. Washed my car, but it's already dirty because of that rain. Some dust from Sahara Desert coming to the Mediterranean part. And I think the automatic beam is on. So if I push the stalk for the turn signal towards this, you can see now it's off. If I push it again, now it's on. So it's super bright. I'm gonna come to the part after that street lights patch. You can see them. Now this should be a road. There's usually no traffic. There's a storage area, but I'm gonna stop here. So the GoPro 9 camera doesn't have that big sensor, so it doesn't pick a lot of light in the night. This is a standard beam, long beam, and let me show the fog lights. Front fogs, rear fog, you can't really see it, but front fogs, that's it. So front fog's on, long beam on. There we go. I'm gonna take my iPhone 12, which has a bigger sensor, so you can see better how it looks really in person. So here is the normal beam, here's the long beam. If you come a little bit closer, you can see better. There we go. And front fogs. On, off, on, off. So I want to try 0 to 100. It's like past midnight, so it's no traffic, otherwise I wouldn't do it. Just for the demo, driving against standard sport. So I hope the camera won't fly off, so I'm gonna lean on the headrest and floor it. Wow. punching those brakes all the way. Wow. If you stop, the turn signals turn on. When you start going, they turn off. I'm not sure if the lights pulsate on the rear. For the emergency braking, most cars do. But yeah, that was it. Now you're probably wondering what's the difference in the chill. Now there's a bend, so I don't want to do it there, but I might turn around and do it again, just for the demonstration purpose. Okay, it's chill, comfort. Again, I'm gonna floor it. So that wasn't that fast compared to the standard, but it's also good. I don't know the time, so I'm gonna type it down so you can see what's the time. Now you can see the camera when reversing and in pitch black, so it's still pretty good. You can see a lot despite having only one reverse light. What is cool about Tesla, when you're driving, you can turn it on and you can still see behind yourself. How cool is that? Or you can turn it off. Now let's turn back the satellite on navigation. I'm gonna say, so we're coming to the shopping center where I usually end my so I just wanted to show you the navigation. You have it here, point by point, and you can change here if you want to see the route, if you want to see map towards north or car facing forward. But if you pull this up, then you have it here, so that's as well very thoughtful. Again, if I put this up, you can see that. You can have the music all the way here. You can put it down. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but if you use your Tesla account, you can have Spotify free for 1 year, because you get 1 year free premium connectivity with the long range and performance, the standard range, plus it's only 1 month. Now, I think I have to wrap up the video here, but I love this car and I would recommend it. Now, I think this is the best electric vehicle still today, with all the functionalities, all the new features, all the updates that's going to come for free in the future, new functionalities of the car. But when you're looking at internal combustion engine cars like Mercedes-Benz in this class, like Mercedes-Benz C-Class, BMW 3 Series, Audi A4. I said this a year or 2 years ago when I reviewed the new A4. You don't get... actually, I don't see the value in those cars anymore. I don't think those cars are worth the asking price, because when you look at this car, the performance it gives you, you'd have to spec, if you spec like I don't know, with the best engine A4, 3 Series or C-Class, it exceeds this car price. It doesn't give you the performance, it's not even close. And this car, by the way, charging is free in Croatia, so I didn't pay zero until now, so I didn't have to pay for gas, so I'm already saving money. Trying to get my thumbnail here. I was saying, so I really don't see any value in other cars at this price point or even beyond this price point. And by the way, you can get a performance car if you really want to, but I didn't have money for it, neither did I want it if I had money, because it's just a lower, has a 20-inch alloys, so roads in Croatia are okay, but compared to the other Balkan countries, but they're not super great. So If you want more ride comfort, I think you should stick to a smaller tire dimension. Anyways, car is really comfy, and the seats, wow, the seats are super comfortable. Probably the most comfortable seats I ever sit on. And I don't know, I like this wireless charging pads. It's very comfortable. There are a few cons. I'm gonna do a separate video. I just like the fact that you can not adjust the headrest. On the rear, there's not a lot of room for a tall person like me. I'll be hitting the glass roof, but personally, I'm not going to be sitting there, so I don't care. And the cargo space is amazing, but I think this car should have been a liftback like the Model S. It just doesn't, I don't like sedans, but because all the other pros, I was like, I don't care about the fact that it's a sedan. So, sorry, I just forgot a little bit what I usually say. There's so many things about this car I want to say, but it's such a good ride. Again, just the performance, the price tag, this is value for money now, I would say. So, I still like those other cars in this segment, but I think price-wise and performance-wise, they cannot compete with this car. Now, for all of those haters who are gonna say, "Ah, this is an electric car, uses coal, blah 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 blah," I don't care, because I was one of those people, and I was doing my research a few times, and then I ended up figuring out that those research were funded by gas companies to disinform people. So in Croatia we have 75% renewable energy, and Tesla is buying only power from renewable energy companies. So all the energy driving this car at the moment is clean energy. Okay, even if it was dirty energy, still there's less pollution in the city where we all live in than inside the city if you were driving a regular car. So I advise you to inform yourself a little bit. I always think of myself as being objective and always looking both sides of the story. So all those arguments, I think they're just misinformed. Wow, that's so annoying. As soon as the car gets wet, this is probably the loudest I heard, but it sometimes makes the sounds because there's like a little dirt or something stuck between the glass. That's the frameless doors. It's other cars as well do that stuff, like the 508 also has frameless doors. So you're gonna hear with the windows down. You know, let me show you the reversing sound. Woo. Woo. That's funny. I'd rather have it off, but I don't care. It's, I guess, safer for the pedestrians. And I got the boombox, so I can play my stereo outside. Look at this. Actually, let me just demonstrate that. I did demonstrate that in the night review, but let me just show you this. So where's the boombox? It's here. Look at this. Not that. Look at this. I hope there's no cars. I actually have to be in park. So okay, well, we're gonna park and then I'm gonna show it to you. So let me see here. Okay, let's park here. And so parking. You can see those reverse cameras again. And that woo, reversing sound. So I like to use mirrors still, because sometimes this fisheye lens freaks me out, because sometimes I'm too close. Okay, I'm not this time. Actually, I'm pretty good. And the mirrors dip down, so it's good. Hope this video is not too long. My regular audience knows I do really detailed videos. Now, boombox. So you can play for your outside speaker. You can play your current media. Look at this. Can you hear the music outside? So that's crazy. You can play it inside, so it's domestic music now, but only this car has this. It's so cool. It's crazy. I can have a concert outside on the parking lot. The speakers are so loud. It's like, I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying that you can have a concert, like a private concert on the outside. So this car, I'm so happy I had this car. I really thank you guys and ladies, for all of you who subscribed before and who were with me from the beginning, because without you this wouldn't be possible. I worked so hard to get this car. I'm still paying it off, but I'm really happy. I really, this is the car that I wanted to get, because without Tesla I wouldn't be buying a new car. I was happy with my Skoda. It's luckily staying in the family, so I'll be driving maybe here and there, but I'm really lucky. And also I need to thank God. So I'm a religious person, Catholic, so this is also, you know, Lord's mercy in a way. When you work hard, you get rewarded. So for all of you, I want to say, keep working hard, build your dreams, don't give up. When I started doing this, it was a hobby, but there's a lot of people saying no in Croatia that didn't want to give me cars for reviews. Sorry for a little off topic, but I really gotta say thank you, everyone who supported my work by watching my videos, because ads that you see, those pesky ads, yeah, they finance this videos, so that's why you have this free content. If I missed something, probably gonna do another video, but if you have any questions, type them down below. Oh, there's something rumbling. Oh, it's a Mitsubishi. So I don't miss that. Some people ask me, do you miss the sound? I don't. I like good sounds like an AMG, but to be honest, I wouldn't be able to afford that car. Even if I afforded it, I wouldn't be able to afford maintenance. I wouldn't be able to afford fuel for it. So this is drives free. Even if I start paying for electricity, it's roughly the same. But the maintenance, there's no maintenance on this car. I'm gonna cut it here because the video is already too long. I could lock it for the app, but I don't want to show you my password. But the camera's on my face, so Face ID doesn't work. But again, thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Stay safe on the road and at home. Bye.